What is up, everybody? My name is Logan Strom. Welcome to CTF Sharon Talks Football. Today I wanted to do something that is off of the mind of sports right now, just because there's not really much to talk about other than baseball, and I really don't have anything in mind baseball-wise, so I wanted to talk about something that a lot of you enjoy as well as myself. And that is the new Mario Kart coming to the brand new Switch 2 that is coming out on June 5th. For those of you that haven't heard, there's a brand new Mario Kart coming out to the brand new Switch 2, and it's actually called Mario Kart World, and I am extremely excited for it, even though it's a very high price to pay. And there is a ton of hype around it, and one of those is being the ridiculous character roster that we got shown a little bit during that Nintendo Direct trailer. Just showing in a couple examples out of the 17 newcomers that we have seen so far, at least. Like, there's a lot that could change here. The fact that we got characters like Moo Moo, Goomba, and Spike, yeah, it's getting pretty crazy, and I am all for it. And then a couple days after, I was thinking to myself, what about the characters that were in the past Mario Kart games that weren't shown so far? Or what about the non-Mario Kart characters, like the non-Mario characters that are in the games? Or what about newcomers that I still have in my head? Well, today I want to go over all of those characters as well as a couple of thoughts I had, and tell you whether if they would or would not be a good fit in the game, in my opinion. I think this will be a lot of fun just to see what other character ideas you guys have, as well as giving you my thoughts and my praises on what I think could happen, and I would just give you like who I think will be in the game or not. So let's not waste any more time. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos whenever I post. With all that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so how we're going to do with this with every single character is I'm just going to go character by character. There's going to be a box for yes and a box for no. And I have this X thing here, so I'm just going to put it in whether if you'll be in the game or not. So the very first one we've got is Donkey Kong Jr. from the very first Mario Kart. I would absolutely adore to see him in the new game because, like I said before, there are tons of crazy new characters in this game. So any crazy picks would honestly fit in at this point. And he is from the very first Mario Kart, and if he returned, I feel like he'd be a pretty good fan favorite in this game. But as much as I would love to see him in this game, I don't think he's going to be in it. Even though there were a couple really crazy character picks in here, I just don't think they're going to bring him back. I do think they will bring a couple of Donkey Kong's Kong buddies in here. I don't think it's going to be him. I would love to see it happen, but for now, I'm going to say no. Next character we got is from Mario Kart Double Dash, and that is Koopa Paratroopa. This one is very interesting because if you have any sense of brain of how he was in Mario Kart Double Dash, or if you just have played Mario Kart Double Dash and you know, he was a partner with Koopa Troopa. And ever since that game, he has never come back. And it honestly makes no sense because I actually really like Koopa Paratroopa, and I would like to see him in the new game. And honestly, after seeing all the costumes in the game, I think he can get in. I think he's got a pretty decent shot now. I think with all the costumes Koopa Troopa has shown, like there's only like a couple of them that we've seen so far. But after seeing all that, I think he might have a decent shot, as well as color swaps for any of the Koopas. Like you can have a red shell one, or a blue shell one, or even a yellow shell one. And I think Koopa Paratroopa could come back and have the same option. I think he could come back, and I think he'd be a good addition to this new game. Next, we got Diddy Kong from Mario Kart Double Dash, but who was also in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. He should absolutely be in this game, and if he wasn't, this would be a huge disappointment, because ever since he was put into the Booster Course Pass, he was a huge fan favorite, not only to just regular people that play this game, but to online people that play this game online a lot. This dude is always picked online, and he's always been a fan favorite. So if they don't add him to this game, that would just be a huge disappointment, and that would make a lot of fans upset as well as myself, because I love Diddy Kong as well. Up next, we got Petey Piranha from Mario Kart Double Dash, who was also in the Booster Course Pass. And honestly, he absolutely has to be in the game as well. Like, he's been a fan favorite ever since he's come back. He's such a great character to play as. He's a really funny character to play as. A lot of people love him. And also, I'm getting word that you can play as a regular Piranha Plant in the new game. If they add a Piranha Plant as a playable character and not Petey Piranha, that would just make no sense. So just for explanatory reasons, and plus he's a fan favorite, you have to add Petey Piranha. It would just make sense. Up next, we got Rob, who was in Mario Kart DS. This one's a weird one because even still today, to this day, I am still shocked that he was in Mario Kart DS. Like, this was just such a weird pick. And honestly, I like Rob. I think he's a really cool choice. And the carts he had at the time in Mario Kart DS were super cool as well. But if we're talking about the new Mario Kart, I don't see him fitting in at all. Like I said before, they have made some crazy choices for new characters, and he could definitely be one of them, like returning, but I just don't see it happening. Honestly, there's like a 70% chance he doesn't make it in. Like, I just don't see it happening at all. Up next, we got one of the biggest fan favorite characters of all time, Funky Kong, who was in Mario Kart Wii and was also in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. He better be in. If I'm paying $80 for a new Mario Kart, he better be in this game. Like I said before, he is probably the greatest Mario Kart character of all time, and him on a bike is just legendary. And honestly, I think I heard rumors that you can do wheelies now on bikes again. So if wheelies came back, like, you have to have Funky Kong in there. It's just inevitable. And if they didn't add him into this game, that would just be a huge middle finger from Nintendo to Mario Kart fans, because they are fully aware at this point that he is such a huge fan favorite. And if he just wasn't in this game, like, I wouldn't even know what to say. Like, $80, like, he better be in the game. Up next, we got Dry Bowser, and here's my theory on him. I don't think he'll be in the game as his own separate character, but I do think he will be added in as a costume. So basically, I'm saying yes. You want to know why most Bowser fans are not picking Bowser in Mario Kart other than picking Funky Kong? It's because they're picking Dry Bowser, because honestly, you have to be honest, he looks the coolest out of the two Bowsers. He has the blue flames, he has super cool red eyes, he just looks awesome, and also his shell glows up when he races too. They gotta add that back in there as well, so yes, I do think he should be in the game, absolutely. Up next, we got the Miis. To represent, we got Matt because he's the greatest Mii to walk on this planet. But basically, I have the Miis. I don't think they had Miis in the trailer for now just because it would honestly just throw it off a little bit. But if we're being honest, they're going to be in the game. They've been in the game since Mario Kart Wii, and they haven't left since. And if they just took them out now, especially the fact that we're getting a new Tamagotchi life, and we have basically heard word that we're going to still have Miis in the Switch 2, it would make no sense if they weren't in Mario Kart. So yes, absolutely they will be in the game. Up next, we've got Honey Queen from Mario Kart 7. I had to think a while for this one because at first I was thinking absolutely not. It's not going to happen, sadly. But I saw one of the new characters is the bees. Like, not the ones like from Mario Galaxy, but it's like those weird like little bee characters. They're playable, and after seeing that, I think Honey Queen might have a shot to be in, and honestly, I'm on board. I'm going to say yes. Back when Mario Kart 7 came out, Honey Queen was looked at as a weird choice, and nobody wanted her in the game at all, and nobody wanted to see her come back. And then throughout time, we started to show a little bit appreciation to Honey Queen, and now everybody wants her back. So honestly, if she was in the new Mario Kart World, I think everybody would enjoy it, and everybody would be very thankful. I think this will be a really great character to have in the game, so I'm going to say yes. Up next, we got Metal Mario from Mario Kart 7. Despite what people think about this character, I love Metal Mario. I always thought he was super cool, and I didn't pick as him just because he had the best stats. I didn't even know he had the best stats in Mario Kart 7. I picked him because I thought he was super cool, and I was glad they brought him back in Mario Kart 8. And honestly, I think he's coming back to Mario Kart World as well. I think he probably won't be his own character. He'll probably be like a costume swap, just like the other character we're going to mention after. But honestly, if he wasn't in the game, it just wouldn't really feel right. He's kind of a fan favorite at this point, so I would love to see Metal Mario in the new game. I think he's going in. And just like Metal Mario, except we don't actually like this character, nobody does, it's Pinkle Peach. I think she will also be in the new game, but as a costume swap. I know a lot of people don't like this character, but at the same time, if you add Metal Mario, you're going to have to add Pinkle Peach. Like, at this point, it would just make sense to add both of them, even though Pinkle Peach is just such a really, really lazy character. But if you had Metal Mario, not Pinkle Peach, it just wouldn't feel right. So, yeah, I think Pinkle Peach is coming in. Up next, we've got the Koopalings from Mario Kart 8. This group of characters really has a bunch of mixed opinions on. Some people don't mind their inclusions, while some people are furious that they were in Mario Kart 8 just because of how many character swaps they took. And for the most part, I could agree with that. Personally, I kind of like the Koopalings. Ludwig is my absolute favorite. Let's get that out of the way. But I've never seen a problem with their inclusions. So here's my prediction for them. I think they're all going to be in the game, but I think they're not going to be separate characters. I think they're going to be costume swaps for Bowser Jr. So I guess you can say like an Echo Fighter, like in Smash Bros. So it's not like the same character, but it's going to be like a drop menu with Bowser Jr. So it just cleans up like the most of it. So it wouldn't like take away character swaps. So I think if they did that, people would be happy. And honestly, some of these guys I really like, and it would suck not seeing them in the game. Up next, we got Tanuki Mario from Mario Kart 8. I really don't think there's much to say about this one. I didn't put down every single costume from Mario Kart Tour because that would take way too long. But yeah, I think this one's going to be in, and I think it's going to be a costume swap. It would make no sense for it to be a separate character, and if it just wasn't a costume swap like the others, it would make no sense. So it's going to be in the game, but as a costume swap. And that's the same thing for Cat Peach. Like, again, I think she'll be in the game, but as a costume swap. It would make no sense to be her separate characters. So she'll be in as well, but as a costume swap. Up next, we've got Gold Mario. And just like Metal Mario, I absolutely would love to see him in the game. And I kind of like the trend that Mario Kart games have been doing the last 3 games, where you have to like unlock a bunch of cups to get like gold parts, like a gold cart, a gold glider, and as well as Gold Mario. And I think this would be really cool in the game as well. If Metal Mario is a costume swap, so should Gold Mario. But if Metal Mario is some reason his own character, Gold Mario should be his swap, just like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So yes, he will be in the game. Up next, we got Peachette from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass, as well as Mario Kart Tour. And just like the other clone characters I basically talked about here, yes, she's going to be in the game, but as a costume swap. Even though it is technically a separate character from Peach. It's technically Toadette, but it's going to be a Peach character regardless, just because it looks exactly like Peach. So yes, she's going to be in the game, but as a costume swap. Now we have moved on to the Mario Kart Tour characters that haven't been introduced yet, and the first one we've got is Dixie Kong. I think she's going to be in the game. I think every single Mario Kart Tour character in Pass is going to be in this new game. I think that's kind of what they're representing, and Dixie Kong is no exception. I didn't add him in this in the list. I kind of forgot, but Cranky Kong, I think, should also be in the game as well. If he's in the game, Dixie Kong should be as well. I think they should both be in the game. They would both be really good fits. Up next, we've got King Bob-omb from Mario Kart Tour. Absolutely, I think he's going to be in, and I think he should be. The fact that he was in Mario Kart Tour, as well as Mario Golf, so he's built himself a good fan base, and he has been a fan favorite the last 2 years. I think he should be in the new game, and it would make a lot of sense, and I think he would get a lot of plays. So yes, I think he should be in for sure. Up next, we've got Poochie from Mario Kart Tour. I think it's kind of crazy to say, because I was shocked when he was introduced into Mario Kart Tour. But yes, I think he does have a decent shot to getting in, because like if you've seen the new characters are in the new Mario Kart, it would honestly fit in. Like Poochie is one of those like crazy characters that you would never see happen. But he's also kind of a fan favorite, so I think he would be a good fit for this game, and I think he will be added in. And that completes the characters that were in past Mario Kart games that I think will be or not be in the game. Now we're moving on to characters that haven't been introduced at all, that would be completely newcomers that I see should be in the game or not, and just characters that were brought up a lot. And the very first one we've got is Chain Chomp. Not only do I think Chain Chomp should return as an item, but I think he should be introduced as a character. I think this will be a really funny pick, especially the fact that he was in Mario Tennis Aces. I think this will be a really good pick, and it fits really well with all the crazy characters that we have in the new game, like Goomba and Spike, like those guys. I think he would be a really good fit in this game, and I think he'd get a lot of plays online. It would be a really fun one. Up next, we've got Luma, and absolutely he should be in the game, and honestly at this point, I think it'd be disappointing if he wasn't. I've actually heard that he was actually listed at one point on Mario Wiki for this game, that he was a new playable character, and then for some reason they took him off, so I think there's heavy rumors that he is in a new game, and I think there's a 90% chance that he is in the new game. So I think this will be an automatic yes, and I think he'd be a really fun character to play as, especially for newcomers because of his light stats. Up next, we've got a Boo, and we already know he's going to be an item once again in Mario Kart, so he's already an item, but I'm talking as a playable character. I think he's got a really strong shot at making it in the game as well. And also, Peepa is a new playable character, and he's basically another ghost, but like the weird looking one. If you want to look up Peepa Mario, you'll know what he looks like. But if he's in the game, Boo should be as well as a playable character, so I think it would make sense if he was playable as well. Up next, we've got Boom Boom and Pom Pom. These are two characters I wanted to see in the game for a while now, and even though we didn't see them in the trailer, there's a strong shot that they could be in there. I'm not sure. Screw it. Let's put them in there. I think they will be in there. Boom Boom should be in there because he's been a mid-castle boss for super long now. Pom Pom has been in the last 3D Mario games other than Odyssey. I think she would make a good fit, and I think both of them together, if there's a double dash mode, please tell me there's a double dash mode. I think this would be a really good double dash partners. Like, this would be a good duo to use. I know I've been saying yes to a lot of these characters, but at the same time, if the game is $80, this is what I'm expecting at this point. Like, this is what happens when you raise your price way too high. Up next, we got Professor Egad, and this is another one that a lot of people want us to see for a long time now. And I think he would be such a great fit for this new game, and I think he would be a really good fan favorite for years to come. But sadly, I have a bad feeling that Nintendo is not going to add him in this game. It would make no sense for him not to be in the game at this point, especially the fact that how the new characters are in the game. It's pretty crazy. I just don't see them doing it. Even though it makes no sense at all, there is a brand new Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Switch. It would be a great time to do it. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't see them doing it, and it would suck because I would love to see him in the new game. Next, we've got Luigi from Luigi's Mansion 3. It's the same thing I said about for Professor Egad. I would love to see him in the new game. I think he'd be a really good costume swap for Luigi. But I just don't see him making it in. Like, I just have a bad feeling Nintendo's just not going to give Luigi Mansion fans the hype. Like, they're just not going to add him in, and it would suck. Up next, we got the Broodals for Mario Odyssey. This is very interesting because they're kind of like the Koopalings in the aspect that there is 4 of them. So it makes sense to group them all together. And they are pretty similar in the Koopalings because they're basically mid-castle bosses for Mario Odyssey. They're basically the same, but different. It would honestly make sense to see them in this new game because basically for now, unless you count Bowser's Fury, Mario Odyssey is still the newest 3D Mario game we have right now. And adding in Odyssey characters would make sense, and it would be a good fit. But as much as I would love to say yes, and I do agree they should be in the game, I'm going to say no because for some weird reason, I don't see Nintendo adding him in. Like, it makes no sense to why they wouldn't add him in at this point. But I just think Nintendo's going to forget. I don't think they're going to add him in. Up next, we've got Cappy from Mario Odyssey. If they were willing to add Mario Odyssey characters in this game, I think Cappy would be the first one, and he is actually one I would see him being in the game, and he would be a fun beginner's character to use. Like, he'd be a good character for beginners, as well as a lot of people that like light characters. I think he'd be a good one to use online, and I think he'd be a really fun pick, so I'm going to say yes for now. Up next, we got Prince Florian from Super Mario Wonder. Just like Odyssey, Super Mario Wonder is the newest 2D Mario we have right now, so adding in Mario Wonder characters would make all the sense. Especially the fact that Mario Wonder basically changed like the new style of what Mario characters look like now. Like, it's basically a new chapter. Prince Florian has a really strong shot at making it in. I think he just because he was basically the like Mario's sidekick in Mario Wonder, I think this one would make all the sense to put in. Like, this one would be basically a shoo-in as a new character, and I just see him making it in. I just see him being a really fun character to use. Up next, we got the Sprixies from Super Mario 3D World. As much as I would love to see these characters in the new game because I think they'd be really fun picks, if I said no to the Broodals making it in, I would have to be honest and say no to them as well. They're both like, they would both be like color swap options for like one of the main ones. So like the green one would be the main option, and then the rest would be color swaps, just like the Broodals. Like, I keep forgetting names, but the one with the green hat, like, he would be the main option, but the other ones will be color swaps. I don't think any of them were going in. The Sprixies would be the most sad one because I think they'd be a pretty decent fit, but I just don't think they're getting added in. And the last of the Mario characters that we have on this list, we've got the Talking Flower from Mario Wonder. As much this would make sense to be in because it's Mario Wonder, it's the newest game, and believe me or not, the flower was in the game a lot, and it would make a lot of sense for him to be in. I'm gonna say no because for some reason I just see him being in like either an obstacle or just a background character when you race. And at the same time, I gotta be honest, I don't like the flower at all. I get some people like him and I think he's funny. I think he's annoying and I think he just talks way too much in the Mario Wonder game. And honestly, I think he'd be a really annoying character to use in Mario Kart. So I'm gonna say no for now. But if he was added in as a new character, I wouldn't be shocked. Alright, up next we've got non-Mario Kart characters or non-Mario characters, and we're going to start off with the Mario Kart arcade characters. The first one we've got is Pac-Man. I don't see him getting in, like, I don't see him, like, in a shot in hell making it in. I think this new game is not going to have any non-Mario characters in it. I think it's going to be, like, mainly focused on Mario characters. And as much as Pac-Man would be a really great choice for this game, especially the fact that it would be a great callback to Mario Kart arcade games, I just don't see him making it in. It would be really cool, but I just don't see there being a shot. And the same thing goes with Miss Pac-Man. I think she's another good choice, but I just don't see there being non-Mario characters in this game. So I don't see her making it in. Same thing with Blinky the Ghost. Even though this would be a really cool character to use, and plus the other ghosts can be used as character swaps for like costumes, like, I just don't see them making it in. Like I said before, I think this game's going to have non-Mario characters basically, like, strict away. I think it's going to be all Mario characters, so no. Next, we got Mamachi from Tamagotchi plus Mario Kart Arcade GP2. Again, no. This one is still a weird pick to me. I don't know why they picked him in the Mario Kart Arcade game as it is, but I think this will be an extremely weird pick for this new game, and it just would not fit. Same thing with Don-chan from Mario Kart Arcade GP Even though this game's a lot of fun and Don-chan was a really cool character, I just don't see him being in the new game. It would be a really cool pick, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he'll make it in. Next we got Inkling Boy and Girl. They were both in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I just don't see them returning. It would be cool to see them come back just because they were kind of a fan favorite in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I just don't see it happening. It was a really cool choice at the time, but now I just don't see it happening at all. Next we've got Link. Again, this was a really fun choice for the game at the time. This was also a character that was used a lot online, but I just don't see him coming back just because I just don't think they're going to have non-Mario characters in the game. If they were to add non-Mario characters in the game, Link would probably be one of the first ones to be added, but for now, I'm gonna say no. Next, we got the villagers from Animal Crossing. Again, this was a cool addition, especially the fact that Animal Crossing has gotten extremely popular. But I'm gonna say no. Like, again, for the same reason I've said a million times. Same thing with Isabelle. This one was actually a huge fan favorite in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I'm not just saying that. She was used a ton online, and this was a really fun character. But just like the others, I just don't see her making it in. It's just going to be a non-Mario... It's just another non-Mario character. She's not going to get added. And lastly, we're going to be talking about non-Mario characters that haven't been in Mario Kart yet, but have been talked about a lot and would be cool additions. And the first one is probably the most obvious one. It is Captain Falcon from F-Zero. Everyone knows that he is from F-Zero, and everyone knows that they haven't made an F-Zero game in decades. I don't know why. I feel like if they made a new F-Zero game for the Switch 2, that would just get a lot of people hooked. But they didn't so far. But yeah, Captain Falcon has always been a huge fan favorite in that game and also Super Smash Bros. And a lot of people are saying that he should be long overdue in Mario Kart because they have tons of carts and like amiibo suits for him. And most of the time I would agree, and I almost said yes. But we started to find out that there's probably going to be non-Mario characters left out in this one. So before I was at a yes, but ever since I heard that, I switched to a no. But if they do add non-Mario characters to this game, Captain Falcon should be the main priority. Like, it's been long overdue. He has to be in if they do that. But if we're going based off it's only going to be Mario characters in the game, I'm going to say no. Up next, we've got Kirby. And again, before they stated that fact of, and also before I was going to say Kirby because I think he could be a good fit. But at the same time, we also got an announcement about a new Kirby Air Ride, which is a racing game that Kirby had back in the GameCube. So there's going to be a sequel to that, which is really cool. But that also gives me a sign that he's not going to be in the new Mario Kart, so I'm going to say no. Up next, we got Pikachu. In my personal opinion, even when there were non-Mario characters in Mario Kart, I didn't think he should have been added in. I think it was a ridiculous pick. And honestly, I still think that way today. But now that I think there's going to be only Mario Kart characters in Mario Kart, I think it's definitely going to be a no. I just don't see Pokemon really working in Mario Kart. But I would feel bad if I left him out because a lot of people do talk about him being in Mario Kart. But if I had to give my answer, absolutely not. Up next, we've got Samus, same as Pikachu. I just didn't see Samus being a really good pick for Mario Kart. So for that reason, I'd say no. But especially the fact that we're only going to have Mario characters in Mario Kart, I think it's going to be a definite no now. I don't see her making it in. And finally, last but not least, the one that has been talked about the most throughout the years, Sonic the Hedgehog. I was honestly on board for a while, but again, ever since I heard that there's probably only going to be Mario characters in Mario Kart, I ended up saying no. But if they did add non-Mario characters in the game, Sonic would be a really cool option. And seeing another game where Mario and Sonic versus each other would be great. I would love to see this. I would love to see this in the new game. But if I had to go with my gut, I'd have to say no. And there you guys have it. That was me giving you guys a list of possible Mario Kart characters and giving you my thoughts on it, whether they will be in the game or not. I'm sorry about the ending. I know the ending was kind of lame and kind of repetitive, but that was just my honest thoughts. And honestly, I had to put them on the list because a lot of people were talking about them, and I just want to give you my thoughts. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what your predictions will be for new Mario Kart characters. Let me know who you think should be in the game. And let me know if you're excited for this game as I am. This game is going to be huge. I just hope you saved the right amount of money, or you just get the Switch 2 bundle because $80 for a video game is ridiculous, but that's a separate issue. But that's where I'm going to be done for today. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos whenever I post. I'm Logan Sharon. I'll see you next time.